Hello, I'm Charles Champlin, standing in the thicket of posters for the year's 5 nominated films. And I welcome you to our 5th annual Academy Awards special. Interviews with some of the men and women who will be trying to look calm and relaxed on Monday night, April 11th, while those envelopes are being ripped open at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in downtown Los Angeles. Will the 3,800 voters of the Motion Picture Academy have gone for the box office smashes, or for sterner films that may have done a little less well commercially? Will it be the dazzling newcomers, or old favorites with long track records of good work? Actually, Academy voting is one of the world's best-kept secrets. We'll know who won, but not by how much or who came second or third. Just as well, too. I'm with Spencer Tracy, who used to say, let the nomination be the victory. It's all good work, and this has been a particularly fine year for individual effort. It makes it much harder to predict the winners, and I'm not even going to try. Let the honors fall where they may. We can psychoanalyze them later. This will certainly go down in history as the year of the crossover picture. Men crossing over to play women, at least one woman crossing over to play a man. She's Julie Andrews, a long way from Mary Poppins or The Sound of Music, closer to the versatile dramatic actress who emerged early and briefly in the Americanization of Emily. Julie heads a fine list of nominated Best Actresses. Meryl Streep for Sophie's Choice, Jessica Lange in Frances, Sissy Spacek in Missing, and Deborah Winger in An Officer and a Gentleman. I talked with Julie Andrews about Victor Victoria. Julie Andrews, congratulations on the nomination. Congratulations on the Golden Globe as Best Actress. I just had the feeling that the picture was a lot of fun to do. I just have a hunch that somehow pictures have an aura if the making of them has been pleasing.
It was pleasing, Chuck. It was a delight. We were a family unit, really. There were just so many nice people on that film, and from day one.
Yeah. I've often thought that as wonderful as Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music were, and they were for you and Triumph and career making and so on, they did, despite the Americanization of Emily, become a little bit of a captivity, didn't they, for a while?
To a degree, yes.
Yeah. And now it seems to me that you strike me as an actress who's doing very much what she wants to do.
Well, thank you very much. I guess after all these years, because Mary Poppins was quite a while ago,
it was
I should be allowed to flex my wings a little bit.
Yeah. What sort of reaction have you had from doing both Victor Victoria and before that? SOB?
Marvelous reaction. I thought, particularly on SOB, that I would get a lot of fan mail that was just outraged from
the
PTA
loyal arising as one,
right.
and all that sort of stuff.
But in fact, it was exactly the opposite. I don't think I had one derogatory letter about it at all.
Really?
And all the ladies said, yay, and right on. I couldn't have been more delighted.
Okay, well, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Well, that suggests some change in the society as well, doesn't it?
Perhaps, yes.
I don't know. We have a clip from Victor Victoria of you in full regalia and so on, so let's have a look at that and we'll come back and talk some more.
Okay.
You were saying, Mr. Marshall.
Well, I just find it hard to believe that you're a man.
Because you found me attractive as a woman?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
It happens frequently.
Not to me.
It just proves the old adage, there's a first time for everything.
I don't think so.
But you're not 100% sure.
Practically.
Ah, but to a man like you, someone who believes he could never, under any circumstances, find another man attractive, the margin between practically and for sure must be as wide as the Grand Canyon.
If you were a man, I'd knock your block off.
And prove that you're a man.
That's a woman's argument.
Your problem, Mr. Marchand, is that you're preoccupied with stereotypes. I think it's as simple as you're one kind of man, I'm another.
And what kind are you?
One that doesn't have to prove it. To myself or anyone.
Well, how did you get ready to do this part? I mean, what does one do to prepare to be Victor and Victoria?
I asked a lot of questions, and particularly of Blake and of James Garner and Bob Preston, and I watched a lot. I started observing men in a whole new way, and I learned a lot, and the part really kind of stood me on my ear to a small degree, not enormously so, but I felt a difference. I felt the difference when I was playing the part of a man as opposed to a woman.
You were in the company of, as you said, not only a family, but a lot of marvelously fine, I think, light comic actors, James Garner, who we just saw.
Oh, he's so good in that film. He's just wonderful.
Yeah. And I gather you also did a fair amount of rehearsing, didn't you? I mean, so that you really got into your characters and you were very comfortable with each other.
We did a lot of reading, and of course there was an enormous amount of dance rehearsal and things like that, which helped a little bit. And yeah, and the nice thing about the film is that it was all shot inside. There were all the exteriors are actually interiors, and I think it gives the film a particularly intimate look.
Working with your husband Blake Edwards as producer and director has its great advantages, of course, but I just wonder if it ever has disadvantages in the sense that you disagree with the director.
The disadvantages are more unusual. For instance, one always wants very much to do one's best for one's director. When it's also one's husband, it becomes doubly important. And there are funny sides to it, too. I mean, if I fail for my husband, it's somehow, if I can't do what he asks me to do, it's somehow worse. And when we're doing a romantic love scene in bed and he says, I'd like you to do it better, it's not easy.
Very complicated.
Yes, it is.
That's terrific. Oh, you're now doing The Men Who Love Women, is that right?
That's right.
With Blake and with Bird. So. How's that? That's coming along well?
Well, we've been in production for about 5 days now in actual shooting, and it seems to be great fun. It feels like another family.
Do you have unfulfilled aspirations, things that you'd like to do, notes that you'd like to strike, to coin a phrase?
Oh, gosh, I'd like to do as much that is varied as possible. I'd like not to be too typecast in these days, because I'd love to do some more musicals. I'm sorry that there aren't more of them around, because they are joyous and fun to do. But I would like to try my hand at comedy and dramatic roles, anything I could get my hands on, really.
The role that people talk about all the time, and it's had a wonderful sort of afterlife, although I think at the beginning it was not that successful, was the Americanization of Emily, which is that other side of you is the complex dramatic actress.
Oh, I so enjoyed that film.
I'd like to strike that, maybe that note again.
It was a wonderful screenplay by Paddy Chayefsky, and it was a brave picture in those days. I don't know how it would be today, but then it was kind of a brave film, and I loved doing it.
What about the stage? I mean, we're talking now about movies. Would you like to go back and...
Yes, and it would be very difficult to do just that, because when you are happily married and you have a large family, it would mean asking all of them to make a large sacrifice and come to New York or wherever we were performing with me, because I wouldn't want to be without them. And if the show were a success, then it would mean asking them to do that for a very long time.
Yeah. But do people come at you with ideas like that? I mean, do you hear music that sounds interesting?
Funnily enough, I don't think that I've heard any music that's really excited me in quite a long time. There have been some projects, and also a lot of new productions of old themes, and that I've been asked to do. But I'm just kind of waiting for that one special thing if it comes along.
Right. I would think not to go back and do something again. Rex has had a wonderful re-career with My Fair Lady.
Well, I did Fair Lady for so long, and although it is a role for a lady that I don't believe can be often equaled, I would like to do new and fresh things. That's the fun for me.
I would have thought so. Now this one, of course, was a musical. With a lot of music in it, and I think it must have been a return to the old.
Oh, it was,
days.
and it had a sort of slight vaudeville flavor for me, and that goes way back to my early days, and so I did enjoy it.
Have you? I guess it's open a lot of places. I mean, it's open around the world. Has it been a successful elsewhere?
I don't think it's open everywhere, but in Paris it's an enormous smash. They just love the film there. And I can't tell you where else it's open because I haven't been following it that closely.
You haven't gone abroad to open it abroad or anything like that?
No, it's open rather quietly and done very well, but not with any sort of big fanfare or pomp and ceremony.
And you've had also good response from doing this. I mean, you get fan mail. I assume you must get a lot of fan mail.
Yes, this film has brought in a lot. I mean, people really loved it. And I think of all the places that have liked it, New York's probably been the greatest. I cannot go down the street in New York without people saying, I just love that movie. And I guess it's really a New York movie.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. Well, it's a side of Julie Andrews. I mean, this whole new turn of SOB in this now, it seems like a fulfillment of the whole acting, singing, dancing personality. And
well, thanks to Blake it is, because he obviously sees some potential that maybe other people haven't spotted or something. I don't know, but I'm very grateful to him for it.
Well, I think that's terrific, and I just wish you ongoing success, and I congratulate you on both Victor and Victoria.
Thank you, Chuck.